Hello, my name's Craig. I'm going to do a video on changing hydraulics in a SVL75 Kubota. I have a farm in a grape farm, make grapes for making wine in North Carolina. I'm going to have a few more videos, hopefully, if this one goes well. Appreciate your watching it. As you might notice, I got a little cold, so you might hear some sniffling. If you don't like sniffling, and you can ignore it. Make your choice. You listen to it if you can ignore it, or don't follow if you can on this particular video. We're going to start with first the directions. Kind of look through the owner's manual. I'll show you the price of some of the parts, hydraulic fluid, so forth, and then we'll get on to the application. This is a little administrative stuff before we start with this SVL hydraulic change. Just remember to always take a look at your owner's manual or service manual, whichever you have. This is just out of the owner's manual. Should be switching every 1,000 hours for the complete hydraulic oil change, including the suction and return filter in the hydraulic tank. That's the two that we'll do today, plus the main one. And we're going to add one today. It's actually a cartridge oil filter. I guess it's called the breather, filter oil breather. So we'll start by draining the oil. It's the hydraulic fluid out of this front panel. You'll see my video that I actually started going with a different panel, but that's the front panel in the front. Then looks a lot easier on this thing, I can tell you, because I've already done the hydraulic change, but this is what it says. Make sure you review all this. Again, 15 gallons total. You can see that down here at the bottom for the whole system. The tank holds about 9.3 be exact. So I bought 15 gallons worth of hydraulic fluid. It's about $69 plus tax. The filters are, I get my stuff from Masix. They're, I don't know if they're the cheapest, but they have nice diagrams to show you the machine. Pick out the filters. You can pick all this out without even knowing numbers on it. Just go to your machine, look for the filter that you're looking for, and it'll give you exact part number. You order it right off that page. So here's the main. This one right here is the main hydraulic filter. It's about $76, I would say, and that's plus tax. Top of that, then the other two filters, we have the two in the tank, $74 and $55 respectively. And then that little breather filter, which I ordered kind of late, is this one. And believe it or not, that little bitty thing is $35. So there you have it. Add all that up. That's your cost for filters plus the oil and your labor. All right, well, here's the skid loader. Basically, there's 4 filters on it. To get to it, you've got to lift the cab. There's a safety pin right here. Once you lift the cab up, I'll pin the cab up using that pin. Demonstrate that here in a minute. To lift the cab, essentially 2 bolts. I've opened this thing before, changing the hydraulic filter. Take those 2 off. The cab should lift up. All right, so this is standard. I think it's 15/16 is what the normal nut on the size on this one is. I had to replace the one on the right side, so it's a little bit bigger for me. It's a 1 1/8. Regardless, use what you got. I'm going to use an air wrench. You might need a breaker bar. Might need a long arm socket, whatever you need for torque. Little side note, supposed to be tools underneath here, underneath your floorboard. It's kind of, I don't really keep tools down there. Gets gunk down there. It's kind of a place to have corrosion, so I recommend you pull that up and check it out, clean it up, paint it. I'm not really sure that's supposed to fit in there like that, but that's how mine fits. You just pull this up. Piece of metal down there. And then metal down, that's where the gets gunk and gets rusted. I've cleaned that out and painted it. Still gets crud in there. So, but you might want to check that out. It's really susceptible to corrosion, at least on my machine. Which, by the way, there's, in addition to that safety pin, this actually locks too. When it gets full up, this will lock on. So you got two safety features to hold that cab up so it won't come down on top of you. I don't know. I work on various pieces of machinery, and I've always been impressed with Kubota stuff, man. They've pretty much thought about everything, and a lot of times they're thinking about the maintenance on these things too. I've never really had a gee whiz, I can't get to stuff moment ever. So, you know, I'm sure there'll be a day, some filter somewhere, but so far, it's been a great machine. I've had it since 2019, it's 2023, so I probably could have used these arms right here to hold this thing up for safety. I didn't even think about it till I was just doing this video, so let me get those. I might get those on right now. Okay, you can see the cab is up. Took me 2 hands to get it up. It's kind of dirty in here, but the lock on the right hand side caught it, and then we'll go around the back and put the big pin on the back for the final safety catch. This one's the one that goes in the, I guess, the forward part of the hydraulic surge tank separator. This is the aft side. This is the main hydraulic filter. Main hydraulic filter there. There's the different brands, all Kubota stuff. I guess you can get some knockoff. One guy made a video, said they're all made in China. Sorry to see that, but actually this one is made in Japan. That one's made in the Philippines. That one's made in China. So I guess that's not totally true with all of them. They're all international filters, but not all Chinese. So, yeah, okay, good deal. All right, here we go. All right, well, yeah, it's actually a little simpler than I had done. It's not that back plate, but it's the front plate right here. I used a 13 millimeter socket, 2 screws out, plate comes out, and then there's a hose. And that hose is a hydraulic drain. So take that out, and this whole system should drain right here, right in front of the machine. And be a lot of fluid. 15 gallons come out. Those are 5 gallons a piece. So put 10 in there, and then another 5 in those 2. So, and that's the big catcher, is the blue one. So recycle all your plastic around the farm or wherever you're at, because do shit like this, you're gonna need it. Yeah, one thing it's kind of nice to see on the video, somebody else doing it, so you don't have to relearn it. These hose clamps, well, they've been on there a while, kind of rusted. A really nice tool to have. Vice grips with a ring where you can turn it, because you can put some torque on it after you get it locked on. So, because these suckers are pretty much rusted to a point where they won't turn unless you just crank on it. And most everything I try to get on there wouldn't stick, but vice grips will. Got the other one off with a vice grip, and this one should come off the same way. Well, here's the threaded pin, came out of the hose. Now it's draining. System will drain and get on with the rest of the project. Yeah, just on the safety side, yeah, I think these are actually designed, I think, for keeping it, I don't know, different position. I've already got it kind of where I wanted it, so I'm not going to readjust anything just to get these things underneath it, but that would be the ideal situation. I should have used those. So, note for later when you guys set it up, go ahead and use those to keep our hands up. Yeah, 20/20 hindsight, I would not have taken the hydraulic fluid out of this skid steer with the forks up. Come to realize that if I'd have just lowered them down and taken that implement off that I had on the front, I had plenty of room actually up here in the front of it where I could have accessed it and still taken that panel off and got the hydraulic fluid out. As you can see, there's plenty of space right up in here. Yeah, so I've replaced the main hydraulic filter up here at the top, the white one. That I've already done. Just used a normal wrench on that. The old filter kind of came apart, but eventually I got it back together and took it off fairly easily. And didn't really want to show the back of my head and all that for the whole video, so that's already done. Down here, this is the breather filter that is, I talked about, I think it's $35 for that little thing. You're not gonna watch me do this. It's small, 11 millimeter, I think, on the top. And honestly, I don't think I would replace it if I were doing this again. It's just really, it's too expensive for nothing. It doesn't really need to be replaced. Yeah, 14 millimeter socket. Looks like the size going to use up here on the main tank. With my air wrench, things pop off really quick. Easy squeezy. And then I'll take the screws and put them over on my parts table. Well, as you look in the tank, you see the two filters. The one on the lower part of the screen is the forward filter. The one on the right is the aft filter that's got that two screws and a retraining piece of metal. I'll start with the front filter, and I'm going to start with some standard wrenches and see how that works. Probably end up with a pipe wrench. Part of the video got nixed when I was doing it, so I'm going to kind of have to backfill a little bit. Probably the most important part of the filter is that forward filter in the tank that it's got a baffle on it. Looks like this. Sits like that in the tank, and the front of the skid steer's over here, back's over here. Took me a while to get that out, and this is probably worth the whole video just to figure out how to get this thing out. It's a little cumbersome. The hole to get the filter out is over here. Got to reach forward. Tried a couple iterations. I tried a normal filter or a wrench for removing filters, like you use in your car or whatever. A couple versions of that didn't work. You can see I crimped it in the middle, trying to grab it with one of those vise filter wrenches. Didn't work. I thought a pipe wrench would probably be the best option. That's what I particularly like around here. So ended up getting one of my pipe wrenches and cutting it off. The unfortunate part of that was it was a little too short. Couldn't get enough torque on it. So if I would have tried the smaller one, completely max threads out, it actually will fit on there. Don't have the threads quite far enough now, but you can actually use this to get this filter off. Just enough distance in there to make it work. So like so. So that's the best tool for this particular application. Well, the forward metal restraint on that aft filter came out really quickly, 12 millimeters. Removed the filter with hand, put all the filters back on, hand tightened them, and all we have to do now is fill it up with hydraulic fluid and be on its way. All right, folks, thanks for watching. Got all the filters changed. I just kind of waiting till the weather clears up to finish up putting hydraulic fluid in and having this thing drive away. Probably going to clean it up a little bit more too before I close it up. Remember, I'm gonna make wine, grow grapes in North Carolina. So follow me a little bit, and I'll show you through. We're getting ready to build a wine tasting venue, and you get to follow that and the construction of that. I'll run some videos through the vineyard, show what we got. We're growing about 4 acres of grapes, different varieties, in the mountains of North Carolina.